Hey guys, and today we're going to be doing another edition of A Bad Day at the Office, which today the game we're doing is between FC Bayern Munich and Hamburger SV. It finished 9-2, and I think it's pretty self-explanatory why we're doing this one. So in the first of what would be many goals, here we see the ball come to Shaqiri from about 20 yards out or so. He fires a shot, which ends up in the bottom left corner of the goal. Now there's not too much to say about this one, other than no player should have this much time and space up at the top of the box. One of the holding midfielders has to come in and close him down. I think just maybe the goalkeeper maybe could have done a little bit better on this one, but I certainly don't think it was his fault. In this goal, we see a goal by Bastian Schweinsteiger. Now, I just want to draw attention to some of the marking on this one. You have five players, all just kind of standing around him and not marking him. How, at the highest professional level, can something like this happen? How can you have four guys in the box? There are only like three Bayern players in the box. How can he be unmarked and be able to score this free header so easily? But then Bayern Munich scored another goal off of a corner, as you see the ball gets whipped in here by Robben. And then at the back post, the Bayern player is able to slot that in. Now, this is pretty much the same thing. On this goal, there are two guys basically right next to each other, so I don't know how they can both be unmarked. I mean, surely someone must have noticed them and marked them, but, well, I don't know. There seems to be a serious organization problem at the back here for the Hamburg outfit. I mean, I don't know if it's the fault of Adler in the goal, because he should be telling his defenders to mark up, or if it's the fault of the center backs, who should be also be telling the other players to mark up, but someone back there really needs to take charge and really just organize the back line. On this goal, we see some nice play up the top of the box, and eventually Robben finishes it off. Now, once again here, there's way too much time and space up at the top of the box. We see as after Robben makes this pass, everyone's eyes go to the ball, and they get on this player, but Robben comes around the back of this guy and is basically free. Now, this guy could come in here and cut out this pass. This guy could have marked him better. And, well, there's like four guys around the ball, but none of them are near enough to it to actually do anything about it. And the marking was just very, very poor for Hamburg on this day. On this goal, we see, I believe that's Luis Gustavo coming in off the wing, plays the ball into the unmarked striker, and there's no center backs anywhere near this guy, who turns and fires a shot which goes off the post and eventually rebounds and is put into the back of the net. Now, my biggest problem here are with these two center backs, is once the shot is taken, they both just watch it, and in the end they just kind of stroll back towards their own goal, and because of that, they're not in time to pick up the rebound and clear it. And poor old Rene Adler in the goal was pretty much left stranded by his center backs. In this goal for Bayern Munich, we see Robben come down the wing, who cuts the ball back, and it's a very nice flick-in goal from the Bayern Munich striker. As we move along here, the marking is pretty bad. You know, this guy has to be getting a foot in, but instead, I believe that's Pizarro, but I could be wrong. That's a nice backheel into the goal. The goalkeeper perhaps could have done a little bit better with perhaps coming in to cut out this low cross, perhaps getting across the goal faster to stop that shot, but again, not really his fault. He just maybe could have done a tiny bit better. On this goal, however, it is the goalkeeper's fault, as Robben comes in again and is able to easily chip Rene Adler in the goal. Now, if we just advance a bit here, whoops, that's too far. So yes, Robben celebrating. As you see, he's in a pretty good position here. I would maybe have my hands a little bit lower. I've talked about this before. But he's in a pretty good position to stop as he's come out and cutting down the angle. Robben has two center backs around him, but neither of them are doing anything. Seems to be a pretty common theme in this game. But then Adler basically just falls to his knees and lets the ball go over him. On this goal, we see once again another Bayern player up at the top of the box with all kinds of time and space. The ball gets laid down to Muller at the goal line, who cuts the ball back to Pizarro, who is able to finish the easy tap in. Now, I have a few qualms with how Adler dealt with this one. Beyond, I mean, it never should have gotten to that point. The defending is just absolutely terrible. But I think that if Adler had taken a step across his body, then he could have been able to get across quicker and at least give himself a better chance to stop this. Again, it's about 6 yards away. These are really hard to stop. But what you have to do here is this leg, when you're facing here, his left leg has to really just drop right back to the goal line, which will swing his whole body around. But instead, he kind of takes 3 steps to get across the goal rather than just taking one. So if he had taken that one big step and moved quicker, then he could have given himself a better chance to stop this. But to finish off the day, Neuer also let in another questionable goal. Again off the corner and a free header. This time he had some players on the post there, I think. I could be wrong. Hold on, let's see that again. No, yeah, again, well, he had one player on the post. But my biggest thing here is with how he handled this cross. Now, I know from first-hand experience that taking crosses is one of the most difficult parts of being a goalkeeper. I myself am not very good at them. I mean, I make David De Gea look like a cross-taking mastermind. However, Manuel Neuer is a professional goalkeeper who's played for the German national team and in a World Cup. So I think I am well within my rights to expect him to be better at taking crosses than I am. Anyway, as you see, when this cross comes in, he takes a step towards his front post, which is something that you should never do. You should always wait and assess the flight of the ball so that you know if you can get to it or not. In the end, he isn't able to get to it, so he gets stranded and is too far out of his goal and has to scramble back to try and recover. Now, if he had just waited and assessed the flight of the ball and saw that he couldn't come to get it because his pass for the ball was contested, then he would have been in a better position to be able to give himself a better chance to make the save. Again, it's a pretty well-placed header, but he could have given himself a better chance to make the save. So, this goal is certainly a very questionable goal for someone of Neuer's stature to be letting in. So that's the end of the video. Please like and subscribe and all that good stuff, and I will see you next time.